The strong hype and media coverage of the imported British musical became an advertisement for the American public. Before Miss Saigon opened in New York, the musical broke box office records with a $37 million advance in ticket sales. But critics attribute the musical's commercial success partially because of the controversy between Macintosh and Actors' Equity Association, as well as the racial protests of the musical's portrayal of Asians, spurred on by actor B.D. Wong, who starred in David Henry Hwang's M. Butterfly, a play inspired by the same Puccini opera. In the original London production, Jonathan Pryce and Keith Burns, actors playing Eurasian Asian characters, wore eye prostheses and bronze and cream to make themselves look more Asian, which led some to draw comparisons to a minstrel show. Alan Eisenberg, executive secretary of Actors' Equity, explained, "The casting of a Caucasian actor made up to appear Asian is an affront to the Asian community. The casting choice is especially disturbing when the casting of an Asian actor in the role would be an important and significant opportunity to break the usual pattern of casting Asians in minor roles." Macintosh, supported by British Equity, called Actors' Equity a poisonous atmosphere in which creativity and artistic freedom cannot function or survive. Macintosh found Equity's denial of Pryce and Burns's casting to be a disturbing violation of the principles of artistic integrity and freedom. Another argument was that Pryce was being discriminated against because he was Caucasian, and the engineer's character was French-Vietnamese, a Eurasian. Lea Salonga also faced the controversy regarding her citizenship because she was neither British nor American, being from the Philippines. Actors' Equity wanted to give priority to their own members and so initially prevented her from reprising her role. Although Macintosh held an extensive audition in American and Canadian cities to find a satisfactory replacement for Salonga, Equity reversed their ruling and allowed Salonga to remain in the production. Macintosh added, "Racial prejudice does seem to have triumphed over creative freedom, a sad statement on the current state of the arts in America. If Equity is unwilling to take steps to ensure that reason and fairness prevail, then I have no choice but to cancel Miss Saigon." Of the 50 roles up for audition for the Broadway run, 34 were intended for Asian Americans, Asians, or other minorities. With the cancellation of Miss Saigon, 34 of these potentially cast minorities were out of luck and had no chance of being employed. Not only was Actors' Equity faced with losing 34 Asians from the union to be cast, but Equity also discussed where the $26 million in refunds would go. They speculated that families would rather go to Florida than see a Broadway musical. Realizing this, Equity withdrew its decision and permitted Macintosh to revive the production on Broadway, wishing Macintosh a long and prosperous run. Clive Barnes of the New York Post said Miss Saigon is unquestionably a triumph for its cast, incidentally a triumph for the producer, Cameron Macintosh, whose adamant insistence on them coming over from London now seems fully justified. Although Miss Saigon was nominated for 11 Tony Awards, only its actors won. Pryce won for Best Actor, Salonga for Best Actress, and Hinton Battle for Featured Actor. The show is nominated for Best Musical, Best Book, Original Score, Featured Actor for Willie Falk, Scenic and Lighting Design, Choreography for Avian, and Direction for Heitner. Salonga had also earned a Drama Desk Award, Laurence Olivier Award, and a Theatre Award for her role.
This can't be real. I'd like to first of all thank God for all of his blessings. I'd also like to thank Actors' Equity for for giving me the chance to come here to the United States.
According to the New York Times, Will Rogers and Miss Saigon had both earned 11 nominations and were considered the frontrunners for the Tony as Best Musical. But many predicted that Miss Saigon, an import from London, would be the victim of a backlash caused by the controversy between Britain's Macintosh and America's Equity. Miss Saigon had indeed lost the Tony for Best Musical to the nostalgic Will Rogers' Folly, which was written in the American vernacular with lyrics by the comedic team Comden and Green and music by American jazz pianist Cy Coleman, using the Ziegfeld Follies as its basis. It can also be speculated that Miss Saigon lost the Tony because of Broadway's battling of the Brits, fueled by the jealousy over such giant successes as Evita, Cats, Phantom, and Les Mis, all British imported musicals that won the Tony Award for Best Musical. It's as if America didn't want the British taking over again. Based on Puccini's opera Madame Butterfly, Miss Saigon is the first successful musical since the 1910s to be based on an opera, which paved the way to hits like Aida and Rent. Not only does it borrow the plot line from Madame Butterfly, but Miss Saigon also uses many elements from previous musicals in its plot development and staging. Miss Saigon is a postmodern show because it uses old material in a new style or pays homage to the old material. The dark, sleazy, and witty character of the engineer resembles Harold Prince's MC in Cabaret. Whenever the plot of Miss Saigon seems to veer into a romance story between an American GI and a Vietnamese bar girl, the engineer brings the audience back in an almost Brechtian manner into the dark atmosphere of the falling of Saigon, similar to the MC's role in Cabaret during the rising of the Nazi power in Berlin. The first number uses a similar opening to Cabaret, which paid homage to vaudeville shows. Instead of beautiful chorus girls dancing and entertaining the audience, both Cabaret and Miss Saigon open in a nightclub, where girls are being pretentiously displayed.
Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome.
Willkommen im Dreamland.
Wow! Presenting the Cabaret Girls. Heidi, Christine, Mausi, Helga, Betty und Inge.
Yvonne, Yvette, Mimi, Kim, Gigi.
Wir sagen willkommen, bienvenue, welcome. Fremde, étranger,
My American dream.
Other postmodern elements in Miss Saigon are a balcony scene out of West Side Story, and some dancing North Vietnamese who seem a cross between the Peronists and Evita.